Well, if anybody had idols, it was me. I still think I have some today, quite honestly, and I fight that every day. I think that's part of our Christian walk. I grew up as a kid in the suburb of Detroit, and both my parents were single parents. My mom was, and still is today, my biggest supporter. And I had my dad, who started as pretty tough, streets of Detroit, actually. Went into the Marine Corps, came out with basically a high school diploma at some point, and ended up being a major executive with a major corporation in the country. And I admired him. I admired what he had done. He was self-made. I mean, I was proud of him. I still am proud of him today. I wanted to be successful, and I think that's really where that idol of success was driven. Most people don't know it, but I started playing the trumpet in third grade, and I excelled in the music. That was my first success. And then I finally ended up getting a degree at University of Florida in business. And I knew that I didn't want to go into music, but I knew the business world. And right after school, I met the perfect wife. Even Cindy today, as you see her, she's beautiful. She's beautiful inside, more than even outside. And again, another, not really a prize, but part of being successful is having things and acquiring things and winning over things. And I thought, I've got the Barbie Ken doll life. I started immediately with the largest, consumer packaged good company in the world, Nestle, as a management trainee. After that, it was with M&M's, the largest candy company in the world, and making more money than probably my parents' friends were making. And again, I was just chasing that, to be successful, came with power and title and money, and, parents were proud and my family was proud, and I was envious, I had friends that were envious of that. And I just kept driving. I didn't see anything wrong with it. My anchor was in money, that nothing could stop me. Nothing could hurt me. Nothing could pull me away. I didn't wear a Rolex to work. I picked out what Rolex I wanted to wear to work. I mean, it sounds terrible. I can't believe I'm saying that today. I mean, that bothers me. I don't even own a watch today. I'll never forget. It probably was a year after all those big things happened where I should have been on top of the world. That's when it all crashed. I ended up in the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack at 42 years old. Did the heart cath thing, and the doctor said, "You're just overweight and stressed, man. You got it. Your heart's perfect." I got pulled over. I refused to listen to the officer and ended up in the Duval County Jail. So I spent a night in jail. And I tell you, the most humbling thing of it all was when your 17-year-old and your wife come to pick you up down there. I ended up losing my license for a year. Cost me 15 grand in lawyer fees to get out of what I was in. I had the money. A lot of things happened. I got sued by a neighbor for a couple $1 million. That doesn't happen every day. Talk about dropping you to your knees. I finally said, I really did say this, and it's not a cliche. I said, God, I give up, man. I give up. Today, my life is more God-centered than it's ever been. I've been part of this church for a lot of years. I'm embarrassed to say I've never done any serving until probably 8 months ago. And I'm a greeter at the door, but by God, I'm gonna be the best greeter I can be. One of the challenging things as a father and a businessman is I've got 2 sons and a daughter. And I've got to reframe the best I can to what success means. It doesn't mean living in the biggest house. It doesn't mean having the fastest cars. It doesn't mean having all the watches and the jewelry and the expensive trips. God wants you to be successful in things you do. He just doesn't want you to idolize success. I've been there. I know. I made it. I made it. I've been there. And a lot of people can say it. I've been there. I know. The hard fall coming down, but it's humbling. So today, I really look at it as, what am I doing for God's will? What am I doing to help others? When I meet with people today, I honestly mean this in my work, I'm not trying to get ahead anymore. I don't really care what the world thinks. I really don't. I know it sounds counterintuitive to what this world says, but I'll tell my boys, I want you to be president of Costa one day where I work. I want you to be the best you can, but really, God's got to be the priority. It's not really, He's got to be. What I'm really going to look at as success is going to be the legacy that I leave. Going from success to significance is the most important thing. And I really want to be to the point where He ends up saying, well done, good and faithful servant. You've made it. That's where I want to hear it.